Well, I am really surprised. I've seen some reviews here and there. Uh, not 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 that I read the review. It was more of I seen titles like, "Oh, it's great. Oh, it's great. Oh, the typical people that go to the events that the Marvel events say this is great and it's amazing, and I really don't follow them. I just kind of eye roll, and I'm actually surprised that um, the people that I follow, like on YouTube, there's a few people I follow, they didn't like it, and it was interesting. They kind of vehemently disagreed. I thought they were walking out like, oh, it's an okay movie. No, they didn't like it. I'm shocked, and I'm making a video to go over some of the issues that even I noticed, and in spite of the issues, I liked it. But this is more of a breakdown of what's wrong with the movie and why I totally understand why people got a problem with it. So I'm Cincinnati Man. Thank you for joining me. Hello, everyone. The Cincinnati Man. I'm here talking about the issues with Guardians of the Galaxy. First, I want to give a shout out to my homie Ben. He gave me some excellent advice on equipment and other things. He is the man that told me about getting a green screen. Shout out to Ben Ferrari. Also, I want to say what up to J Op. Where you at? Anyway, let's get to it. I was at first I was gonna do like several different character breakdown reviews. I might do that in the future with like the next videos I do. With that, like a overall video, maybe 5 to 10 minutes, and then do like a 2 minute breakdown of each character with different videos. That's an interesting way to do it, because you can be more focused on what you actually want to see. I don't know. I'm kind of thinking about it. We'll see how it goes. You know, it's a progression, and it's fun. It's fun and it's very interesting to be on here and think of new ideas and interesting ways to entertain and make things fun. But let's get to it. I'm really surprised. Fans more than critics are split on the Guardians. It's almost like 50-50. And I think the main reason why I was watching a stream, not the stream, but it was a segment of the stream where people gave their live reactions to Guardians, and Mauler didn't like it, and Fringer didn't like it, and Critical Drinker was upset. And then I watched Jane Theory, and she was like, ah. And I was like, wow. I thought people, I didn't even, first you should judge a movie by yourself and then check out and see what other people think. And, but if you watch people, you watch them and you want to see what they think. And in life, you can't always agree on everything. You shouldn't be very apprehensive of a hive-like mentality. Oh, sorry. But there was almost the criticism was almost like a Thor Love and Thunder criticism. I was sitting there like, this doesn't make any sense. And I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna get this out the way. The number one frustrating thing for me was for me initially when I saw the movie was Adam Warlock. Adam Warlock, he pissed me off because he came in, he was a goon. He was knocking people out, breaking arms, kicking ass, and he wasn't taking no names. He didn't care who you were. He was just a force. And for me, he was a little bit too powerful because you want your heroes to have to fight somebody, but you don't want them to clearly be like, he could have killed everybody if he wanted to. It was that easy. It was kind of uncomfortable. It was like, y'all don't stand a chance. And the thing that really stopped him was his stupidity. Also, like in the comics, I seen him every once in a while in the comics, and he was very reflective, almost like a philosopher, but very questioning everything because he didn't know. It wasn't infant like, but it was more like, well, why is this way? And then as he grew, he became more like, well, in life this happens in the essence of. So I could see that he didn't want to take it that far, but to make him like almost like a dumb jock, it was worse than a dumb jock. It was like a dumb 5-year-old. And at the end of the movie, he was just with them. It's like, the queen died, but there's a whole race of people that still need you. If the high evolutionary would have got rid of those people, I could understand him. I thought that they were going to talk to him. They never talked to him during the movie. They just kind of like, you're over there, whatever. Like he got blown up by a ship. He got knocked out from an explosion. He just be laying there. He'll wake up and try to fight him again. And it was just like, why doesn't anybody talk to him? He was an afterthought. Gamora, I could not stand. She learned nothing. She's still a jerk, and I wanted her gone. Gamora was like that ex that you try to win back, and no matter how much you win back, the ex just gets meaner to you. That's what it was like. Have I experienced that? Or somebody that you liked. You know, I knew a redhead. She was a jerk. But anyway, she ain't gonna never see this. And if she do, she knows she a jerk. But anyway, you jerk. She didn't. And then it got pointed out in Drinker's live clip that she was working against Thanos the whole time, even back then. So why wouldn't she be more understand? I was like, I didn't think of that. I was just wondering why she's so mean, and it was like, wow. Another criticism that I've seen is Gamora was one note, but Gamora pretty much always been a grump. But I can see how someone can be like, shouldn't she have grown by now? Like she's grown, but she's still yelling and being like she's in defense, she's still a team. She's with the team. It ain't one of these things where she's like, I'm out. No, she's like, hey, y'all, get y'all stuff together. We got serious things to do. You know, maybe she could have grown as a leader. I think it was cool that she's trying to be more of a maternal figure to the kids, and now she wants to be a leader to the community of that city nowhere. Mantis and Drac were pretty much the same. They were just the same. They were just dummies. And I can see how people would be like, dang, are they going to grow, or are they just going to be stupid the whole time? But no, they were just, and you know, they fought with it wasn't good. They fought Nebula. Sorry. Nebula was the one that didn't grow, that she was just yelling at people and everything. It didn't have, and they even showed Nebula like, look, we're more than what you think. It was like, yeah, but y'all messing up a lot. Y'all messing up. Y'all need to be reprimanded. Y'all so trash. Y'all need to be yelled at that time. But another thing that drove me nuts at the end, when Star-Lord was stuck in space, there's been an issue with Marvel lately where they don't want the heroes to wear the mask, and they just keep the mask off all the time. Star-Lord know damn well to press that button, and I don't think he had it on the whole movie. It was kind of weird. He should have had that mask on. It insulates him in space too. He actually saved somebody's life like that once, so it made no sense at the end when Adam Warlock has to save him, and he doesn't put the mask on. When I watched, I'm like, throw your mask on. Groot was fine. I mean, they say the start of the show was Rocket and Rocket's history. Groot was just there, but when they said that the High Evolutionary made Adam Warlock's people, you would think that Rocket would have known that and would have been in danger in the second one. That didn't make any sense. It's like they're created people. You know, how old is the High Evolutionary? I can totally understand. It's interesting. Everybody wants more background. They want a tighter story, but how much could they have done? That is a good question, because you definitely could have got more of a story of the high. You definitely could have got more of a story of the high evolutionary. He was very dramatic at times, over the top, but you're really terrified. Like, man, this dude ain't playing, And the glimpses we had, he is a good villain. He's a good borderline great villain. Okay, Guardians of the Galaxy is a trilogy. This is a trilogy. We've had a few trilogies. Thor had a quadruple double. Thor had four. Thor had four. Iron Man had three. Cap had three. Ant-Man had three. Avengers had four. But as far as third movies, Iron Man third movie was So the question is this the worst of the third movies? And it might, but is this the disgust people have for this is like, it was just like a phase 4. It was like, let's relax. Because if you go back in the history of the Marvel, if you go back in the history of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, we had a lot of fine movies, and it's kind of I almost liken it to, people get phase 4 PTSD. So if anything's like, oh, this is fine, it ain't fine. It's like, this is the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. How dare you disrespect the character? It's like, I can see the Guardians took a step back in development, but it wasn't like a step back where you, to the point where people are like, this is as bad as Quantumanium. None of those people said that I mentioned it, but there was almost like a feel like a disgust for it. Yeah. So I will say this: if you watch the videos, their criticism is valid. I walked in, I enjoyed myself. It was like seeing friends you haven't seen in a while, and it's almost like it reminds me of seeing, like, I really like Spider-Man No Way Home, but then when I got away from it, I was like, wait a minute. That's what it's like, because you're just like, wow, this is happening. So I see the conflict, but yeah, that's the honest opinion. If people really want to be honest, I'm not one of these people that's like, no matter what, I'm gonna say the right. I'm gonna say that. No, I liked it, but it has major flaws. We didn't get a background on the evolutionary. We didn't. Peter Quill should have had his mask on. Adam Warlock was dumb. Gamora didn't learn anything. The Ravagers should have helped. They helped before. They ain't gonna help get Gamora again. Anything else crazy in there? That were not crazy stuff. I didn't agree with. That's pretty much it. So just let everybody know just about all the criticism for it is valid. But then I start thinking about like movies I grew up, because I'm in my 30s, and I remember growing up like seeing like Lethal Weapon and Die Hard and other things, and it's like, will we be this harsh on those movies if it was today? That's the question, because the criticism lobbed at James Gunn from people is almost like it should have been a masterpiece, but 2 wasn't a masterpiece. But maybe most people are saying 2 was more in depth. But then again, 2 had issues. Can you make a silly Marvel campy movie? It was campy at times, but it was real serious at other times. That's what I can't wait to watch other people's reviews and see if they what did they want the movie to be? Because this is the end. Gunn is moving on. You could tell he did not want to kill his characters because he loved them. As much gore and messed up stuff he does, he has love for that crew, and he was like, "Hey, I love you all. I'm not killing none of y'all. I'll get the bag." Which sometimes it's good to get the bag. Sometimes it's like, yo, man, like. But I can't wait to see what Star-Lord does. But that's my thoughts on the criticism that's going around with the Guardians, and hey, at the end of the day, Chris Pratt, awesome. Yeah, Rocket. It was Rocket's movie, and if you want to go past the surface level of movies or anything you like, a healthy thing is to be open to criticism and to be able to understand, attempt, because you're not going to do it all the time. You're not going to do it all the time. You're like, I agree with you saying this ain't shit. I got a friend. He's obsessed with Fast and Furious, but we're not going to get started with that. I ain't going to say his name. James, you tripping. But anyway, y'all take care, and that's my thoughts on the criticism of Guardians of the Galaxy. Thank you.